everybody, welcome back to the channel once again. I am Robert Storms. As always, if you're finding me for the very first time, please be sure to click that like and subscribe button. So guys, looks like JJ finally came out and confirmed that he didn't have a plan for the Star Wars trilogy. Go figure, right? We all kind of figured that shit, right? But yeah, JJ kind of came out and said there was important things about having a plan for a Star Wars trilogy. Now, he doesn't come right out and say he didn't have a plan for the trilogy, but he says right here, like, I feel I learned a lesson a few times now. So he learned a lesson, and it's very important that you know where you're gonna go. Right down here is like, it's very important to know where you're gonna go. That way you can emphasize what the story is inevitably going to go. You know, much like Game of Thrones, where they kind of know where it was going to go, and you can see where they were hinting around to certain things. Also, sort of like George Lucas did in the prequels, where you knew Anakin was going to go bad, so he emphasized, by slaughtering a village of sand people. So when he killed the younglings in episode 3, it wasn't that shocking, because he did something very similar. Like he did mention the women and children too. So yeah, when he murdered a bunch of younglings, he just graduated, more likely. But that's what he means by emphasize. You need to know where your story is going to go, so when you get to certain points, you can really put emphasis on that to show, like, hey, this is a clue. This is called, guess what? Foreshadowing. So yeah. So JJ kind of said, yeah, I learned some stuff. You need to have a plan. I've been working with writers and blah, blah, blah. Again, he doesn't come right out and say, I had no goddamn plan. But, I mean, anybody with common sense can look at that trilogy and be like, man, you guys didn't have a fucking plan. You had no idea Palpatine was coming back. You had no idea about this Exegol shit. Like, you guys had no fucking idea. You guys came out, you made this retro-type movie for episode 7. Instead of trying to do something new like George Lucas would have done, you tried to go back and rehash the magic of the original. Hey, it worked. I bought it. I liked Force Awakens. And then Rian Johnson came in, did his own thing, and you know how that movie turned out, and how that just split the fan base. And then JJ came back and like, hey, guess what? Let's go on Reddit and do everybody's fan theory. So yeah, JJ basically finally taking responsibility now, going, yeah, we didn't have no plan. I'm pretty sure like John Boyega would agree with you. Really the only person that had a character arc in this whole goddamn trilogy was Kylo Ren, Adam Driver's character. And yeah, and then even then in the final movie, he was not even what you wanted Kylo Ren to be. Rey, who I thought was very interesting setup in Force Awakens, throughout the rest of the trilogy just kind of died down into nothingness. Rey, who was a character that I really, really loved in Force Awakens, and I wanted to know more about, come Rise of Skywalker, I did not care two shits about this character. And the fact that the trilogy ends, the trilogy ends with all the Skywalkers dead and a Palpatine taking the Skywalker name. Like, doesn't that just feel wrong on so many levels? Like, if George Lucas wasn't dead, he would be spinning in his grave. Like, the fuck? Like, I understand it ain't about who your family is, it's what you do with your life. Like if you're the kid of Hitler, I guess you could turn out good and be a great person. But in the Star Wars, this ain't real life. Okay, this is fucking Star Wars. And the fact that a Palpatine took over the Skywalker name and all the Skywalker lineage is finally dead, it's kind of bullshit if you think about it. Yeah, so, I don't know. Yeah, JJ kind of put his foot in his mouth on this one. We all knew there wasn't a plan. Just man up and say, yeah, we didn't have a fucking plan. We were going by the seat of our pants. Daisy really came out, said herself that they were in shooting and they still didn't know who her father was going to be or who or whatever, right? It was like JJ was like, hey, guess what? Palpatine's granddad. It's like they did this while they were shooting. They were still trying to figure this shit out. So, yeah, no surprise there. Anyway, guys, that's my thoughts on it. I want to know what you guys think. Be sure to leave your comments in the comment box below. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Until next time, as always, I'm Robert Storms, and that's my opinion. Later, guys.